So in this video, I wanted to do a quick review of the Schmidt DSM 2006. And what this is a small mechanical pencil converter unit. It'll basically convert a pen into a mechanical pencil. This piece right here is the whole thing. It sells for about $5 to $6, and it's basically the internals of a mechanical pencil. You can see it's a push button, a little area for your lead to go in, the barrel, this is the internal barrel of course, a screw type mechanism if you have a screw type body, and then the pipe. It comes with a little bit of lead, and you can see as you push it, the lead comes out. This one is a 0.7 millimeter, also sells in a 0.5 millimeter. So the DSM 2006 is designed to work with Parker G2 style pens. So that would be your Parker Jotter, but it's basically a standard, and it'll work with some, but not all Parker style G2 pens. I've done some experimenting, so I can tell you it does not work with all of them. Just to take a quick look at the unit, it's metal at the front, and there's a threading here. Again, if you have a pen where you screw it in, it's basically what you want is this piece to be pushed up against the front of the pen, so that when you push this, rather than this thing sliding forward the way a G2 refill would against a spring, this front piece is fixed and you're just pushing in the button. And then plastic barrel, and then plastic, and then more plastic. This piece used to extend up about maybe a 1/4 inch. I cut it down with a pair of scissors when I was experimenting to try to get this to work in a Lamy Econ. I have yet to get it to work in that Econ, but I'm confident it can with a little bit of adjustment inside. What I did want to show it is it working in a few pens. First of all, this is the ideal pen to use it. This is a Parker Jotter, full stainless steel. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put this in. Still has a spring in here. Screw it down. You can see that tip extends out just a little bit, not quite perfect fit, but pretty good. And it's a little bit awkward to film this, but now I have a Parker Jotter in a mechanical pencil. Amusingly, Parker does sell the Jotter in mechanical pencil. They already thought of that. I'm not sure. I think this is an older one based on the button, but let's just do a quick comparison of the two. So here on the left, we have the stock Parker Jotter mechanical pencil, and here is the one I just built with the DSM 2006. So both work. They obviously have a different click type sound. This one's a 0.5, this one's a 0.7 millimeter. The tip is a little bit different, but functionally they're very similar. And the Jotter may not be the ideal pen to use this in, because the Jotter, you could just buy it in a mechanical pencil, but you can convert other pens if you want. The interesting thing about the Schmidt, the DSM 2006, it's really more for pen manufacturers to go ahead and do their conversion. It's not really aimed at consumers. It's like if you sell pens and you don't want to deal with building the pencil, internals, then you could just buy this and convert it over and add whatever shims or adjustments you need. But this is going to kind of do the job without you having to build all these fiddly little bits on the inside. They do sell it to consumers on Amazon and eBay and places like that, so you can do the conversion yourself. This is a Parker Jotter, but with the plastic body, and this does not work. Basically what happens here is this little hole right here is too small. Does not go through. So it's not quite universal. If you want to do this with your Jotter, make sure you have the stainless steel version. That's this one right here. There's just a very slight variation in that. I'm not sure if it's the hole size, or basically there's some sort of piece right here that stops it, or maybe the spring, the way the spring smushes down is different. I'm not quite sure. I haven't investigated it because it works so well with the stainless steel jotter. And you probably shouldn't buy the plastic jotters anyway. Lastly, I wanted to wrap up by showing you how to do the Schmidt DSM 2006 with a pilot style refill. This is a Sarasa clip. And this is like a Pilot G2 refill. You could see they're similar in length, but not the same. And contour is similar, but not the same. But it is doable with a little bit of trial and error and mostly patience. So basically, we'll put that refill aside. So first of all, you want to get your spring. You want to pull it out, and that'll give it a little bit of extra tension at the front. Put your spring here. Put this in place, as you would expect. And then what I did was I cut this little end piece down. I cut a 1/4 inch off of that, just because you don't need it. I have a little clip. This is from a Schmidt, a P8120 or something like that. I'm gonna put that over here, just like a little cap on there. Not strictly necessary, but it helps everything on the inside feel more stable. And then I'm going to get, almost dropped that. This is just a eraser from a mechanical pencil. It's about half of one, maybe a third. Throw that in here. And these work as these are really good spacers, mechanical pencil eraser. Just because they're easy to put in and get out, and they're just the right size for this sort of thing. So try to get it more or less vertical, and get your pen down. Don't have it clipped up like this. Make sure it's down. Put this through, and basically what you want to do is you want to make sure that the front of the DSM is being held more or less by this little hole right here. So just kind of smush it down, and see it's not quite right there, right? So you could push it, or what you could do is easier is put it in here like this and push it through. Once you push it through, it'll basically lock itself in, and now we could put it back together. And now when you click this button, the pencil clicks. And you actually have this click works fully, which is kind of cool because you really get the pencil type click, but every click doesn't push this piece in and out. It actually just pushes a little bit of lead out. So I haven't experimented with too many different Pilot G2 style pens. Tried a few, some worked, some didn't. And when it didn't work, it was just because I didn't bother to play with the internals enough. But you could see this combination of, a little bit hard to zoom, the Z DSM 2006, the cap, and then some sort of spacer. Like I said, an eraser tends to work well. This tends to get the job done. The eraser actually spins in there, which is sort of amusing. It's definitely janky, but it works pretty well. Once in a while it'll get a little bound up, but if you just mush it down once or twice, it'll be fine. So this probably isn't something that you'd want to replicate, but it's an example of how you can use this DSM 2006 to convert a pen that you like. So maybe it's the Sarasa clip, maybe it's some Pentel, whatever, into a pencil. So that about covers it. Thanks for watching.